They ran barefoot through dusty streets, built worlds out of sticks and tin cans, and found joy in places we'd never think to look. Before screens, before selfies, childhood looked very different. In this video, we travel back in time through rare, forgotten photos, capturing what it truly meant to grow up between 1900 and 1970. These images don't just show children, they reveal an entire world that's vanished. Breaker Boys. Year 1911. Just a year later, Hine pointed his camera toward the coal breakers of Pennsylvania. Rows of boys, some as young as 8, sit on wooden chutes, their hands blackened from sifting coal all day. These were the Breaker Boys, paid pennies to do men's work in the dark dust of industry. Their faces tell a story of exhaustion, survival, and the cruel price of progress in early America. Migrant Mother. Year 1936. Fast forward to the Great Depression. In a makeshift tent in California, Dorothea Lange met Florence Owens Thompson, a mother of 7 struggling to feed her children. Her worried eyes, the children turning their faces away. It became one of the most famous photographs in history. Migrant Mother captured not just poverty, but resilience. The fierce strength of a mother holding her family together when the world was falling apart. Child with a toy hand grenade. Year 1962. Jump to New York City, 1962. Photographer Diane Arbus stops a young boy in Central Park. He grips a toy hand grenade, one strap of his overalls slipping down, his face twisted in an exaggerated grimace. It's both funny and unsettling, a glimpse into the anxieties of a Cold War childhood, where even play echoed the violence of the adult world. 3 children on a slide. Year 1957. Meanwhile, in post-war Chicago, 3 kids scramble up a playground slide. Their laughter seems almost audible through the grain of the film. No phones, no polished smiles, just pure, unfiltered joy. This candid moment from the Chicago History Museum reminds us how simple happiness once was. Metal slides, summer air, and the thrill of climbing just a little too high. Children at Manzanar. Year 1942. But not every childhood was free. During World War II, Japanese-American families were forced into internment camps like Manzanar in California. Here, a line of preschoolers walks toward their barrack homes, small backpacks on their shoulders, uncertainty in their steps. The photo is quiet, almost peaceful, until you realize what it represents: freedom taken away from children who had done nothing wrong. Gas mask drill. Year 1941. Across the ocean, British children faced a different fear. In 1941, classrooms became battlegrounds of preparation. Every child learned to wear a gas mask, even at their desk. A photo from the Imperial War Museum shows rows of small figures in masks that hide their faces entirely. It's eerie, surreal. Childhood interrupted by war, yet somehow continuing through it. Rolling hoops. Year 1910. Back in gentler times, a group of children raced down a cobblestone street rolling wooden hoops with sticks. It's 1910, long before televisions or plastic toys. This simple game, captured in a print from the New York Public Library, shows childhood in its purest form: movement, laughter, and the kind of fun that cost nothing but imagination. Children at a puppet show. Year 1963, Paris, 1963. A crowd of children sits on the edge of their seats, eyes wide, mouths open in awe. Photographer Alfred Eisenstadt snapped this moment at a puppet show in the Tuileries Gardens. It's pure magic, a sea of expressions frozen in time, each child lost in the story of St. George and the Dragon. For one timeless second, the entire world belonged to wonder. Addie Card. Year 1910. Our story begins inside a cotton mill in Vermont, 1910. A girl named Addie Card, barely a teenager, stands beside a spinning machine almost as tall as she is. Photographer Louis Hine captured her pale, tired face, a child worn down by endless hours of factory labor. This haunting portrait didn't just document child labor, it helped end it. Addie's photo became evidence in campaigns that changed US labor laws forever. Crowd at Coney Island. Year 1940, and finally, the chaos of summer at Coney Island, 1940. Photographer Ouija captured thousands pressed shoulder to shoulder, children laughing, parents shouting, waves crashing beyond. It's noisy, messy, alive. This photo isn't about one child, but about all of them. The shared joy of growing up together in a crowded, imperfect, and unforgettable world. Syrian children playing in street. Year 1910. On a busy New York sidewalk, a group of Syrian immigrant children play a street game, laughter echoing between the buildings. Their playground isn't a park, but the city pavement beneath their feet. In this frozen moment, you can almost hear the rhythm of a childhood built on imagination, not possessions. School children and teacher in front of Schoolhouse, Alabama. 1920. A one-room schoolhouse stands behind them, simple, wooden, and filled with promise. Barefoot children and their teacher pose proudly for the camera, symbols of learning in the rural South. There were no computers or fancy supplies, just curiosity and community. Playground. Year 1920. For the first time, children play in a space made for them, an early city playground. Swings creak, laughter carries through the air, and metal climbing frames glint in the sunlight. This photo marks a turning point, when play became a part of childhood, not a distraction from it. Children posed with bicycle and tricycles. Year 1910. A row of children stands beside their prized bicycles and tricycles, symbols of freedom on three little wheels. Their faces are serious, but their eyes shine with adventure. In an age before cars filled the streets, a bicycle was a child's first taste of independence. Open-air school on roof, Mary Crane Nursery. Year 1920. Children sit bundled in coats, pencils in hand, studying under the open sky. This was the open-air school, a bold idea that fresh air and sunlight could make learning healthier. On the rooftop of a Chicago nursery, education met innovation in the most unexpected classroom. Children playing on sidewalk, Georgetown, Washington, D.C. Year 1935. The Great Depression was in full swing, but these children didn't need much to find joy. A chalk line, a ball, a patch of sidewalk. That was their playground. In hard times, play was more than fun. It was survival, hope, and a reminder that childhood never truly disappears. Children's Playground, Belle Isle Park, Detroit. Year 1905. Among the trees of Belle Isle Park, children run and climb in one of America's earliest playgrounds. The laughter feels timeless, a bridge between the past and today. Even in grainy black and white, you can see it, the universal language of joy. Backyard Playground, Henry Street Settlement. Year 1890. In the crowded Lower East Side, a nurse's settlement gave city kids something rare, a safe place to play. Wooden swings and smiles filled this tiny backyard oasis. It's a photo of compassion, of reformers who believed that play could change lives. Early 1920s, IMP family portrait. Year 1920. Here stands the Pei family, young IMP among them, long before he became one of the world's great architects. Their posture is formal, their faces calm, but there's warmth beneath the stillness. It's a portrait of family, tradition, and the innocence of a world yet to change. School playground, New York. Year 1950. Concrete ground, chain link fences, and bursts of laughter fill the schoolyard. It's the 1950s, and playtime has become part of education, structured, supervised, yet still wild at heart. A final snapshot of mid-century youth, balancing order and freedom in equal measure. Mississippi Delta Negro children. Year 1936. A hot July day in the Mississippi Delta. Dorothea Lange's lens captures barefoot children standing in dry grass, their faces quiet but proud. They're growing up in the shadow of poverty, yet their eyes hold a kind of strength only hardship can teach. This photo speaks softly but powerfully about childhood in America's Deep South. School begins. Year 1950. The classroom hums with quiet focus. A child holds up a book, another leans forward to read. No screens, no distractions, just paper, pencils, and dreams. This timeless scene reminds us how the rhythm of learning shaped generations. Portraits of children and family groups. Year 1960s. Smiling faces framed in soft studio light. These family portraits from post-war Britain capture a gentler world. Sunday best, tidy collars, and proud parents looking on. It's not just about the faces, it's about the comfort of belonging, frozen forever in color and black and white. Children and sugar beets. Year 1940. Under the Nebraska sun, children bend low over rows of sugar beets. Work came early in rural America, long before childhood meant leisure. The dirt under their fingernails tells a story of family, duty, and the blurred lines between growing up and working hard. Kids, Jackson, Ohio. Year 1936. Captured by Theodore Young, these children lean against a fence in a small Ohio town. There's laughter, curiosity, and a hint of shyness. Everyday life in the 1930s. They remind us that even in the humblest towns, childhood had its moments of magic. Young migratory mother and children in camp. Year 1940. In a California labor camp, Dorothea Lange photographs children clinging to their mother. The tents are temporary, the future uncertain, but their bond is unbreakable. Through the dust and poverty of the Great Depression, this image captures one thing that never faded: love. Little girl in kilt. Year 1955. A little girl stands proudly in a tartan kilt, her expression half curious, half serious. It's the 1950s, a time of post-war optimism and bright studio portraits. Her photograph is more than a keepsake. It's a glimpse into how families cherished the fleeting years of innocence. Children of the United States in the 1940s. Year 1940. From city stoops to rural farms, the 1940s were a decade of contrasts. Some children played amid war rationing, others worked to help their families survive. Each photograph from this collection offers a window into a decade where childhood was both fragile and fiercely alive. Little Girl with Toy. Year 1950. A studio light glows on a child clutching her favorite toy, one of the earliest color portraits of its kind. The innocence feels eternal, yet you can sense a world beginning to modernize. It's a quiet celebration of technology and tenderness, the dawn of a new era in how we remembered childhood. Each of these photographs is a window, not just into childhood, but into a time when happiness was handmade. If these photos made you smile, hit the like button, subscribe to Vintage Lens, and leave a comment telling us which moment took you back in time. Thanks for watching.